So in today's video I wanted to challenge myself again, and this time with drawing every single day for a week. This is more about developing a daily sketching habit, which I really wanted to get into because I really believe that by doing even just 10 minutes a day of drawing, you can massively improve your skill. And my goal was not to have finished drawings and something like really, really detailed. Even if it was just a really tiny sketch, I was satisfied for the day. And yeah, let's get into it. Hope you enjoy it. So what inspired me to start this challenge actually was the fact that I did a trip to Oxford months ago and had lots of pictures that inspired me, and I wanted to draw or paint them, but I never got around to do it. So I thought this is the perfect opportunity for it. So basically all of the drawings that you will be seeing in these videos are inspired by this little trip to Oxford. So I started with this statue that was in the Natural History Museum in Oxford. And I really wanted to draw something from a statue, so that's why I picked it as a subject. I had pictures from different angles of it, so I wanted to see how I can interpret it in different ways, even though it's the same statue. I went with graphite pencils because it's a drawing challenge and I thought I should start with the basics. And then I also really liked the earring or ear detail that it had, so I wanted to get a more detail of that. So I drew it on a slightly bigger scale and I concentrated on that. Next there were these Japanese masks, and I thought they looked really cool how they were positioned in the display. So I wanted to kind of keep that in the composition of the page. And they also reminded me a bit of Spirited Away, which is a very good movie, so I recommend watching that. I also wanted to play a bit with different ways of shading. So if you notice on this page, I am kind of using a directional way of shading from top to bottom. I think it's so good to draw from your own reference pictures because you always get a memory attachment to it, if I can call it that. One of my goals for this year is to actually have a visual diary, let's call it, where I just draw or paint from my memories in a way, but obviously memories that I have taken pictures of. What are you doing? Oh, you got an inspection? Are you inspecting it? So I definitely recommend doing that. I think it's a great exercise for an artist to have your own reference pictures from your memories and from moments you really enjoyed of anything that sparks your interest. Also really like seashells. Every time I go to the beach I collect some. I always have some in my backpack when I come back home from a holiday, so I thought that was the right tribute for this. I've taken out my colored pencils because I really like sketching with colored pencils. It adds a different dimensions that I don't think you can get with graphite pencils. My favorite pencils to sketch with are the polychromos from Faber-Castell. There's just some richness to it and they feel so smooth and buttery. I've never used any colored pencils that just feel as nice. I also wanted to give it a bit of a background to the composition so the seashells don't just look like they're floating. So I just opted for some solid colors. Then I was watching a wildlife documentary and there's a part about anchovies and I just really wanted to draw one. I thought that was cool. They just looked so fun and yeah, I just don't think I ever drawn fish before. So why not start here? And I have to admit, I enjoyed drawing them much more than I expected. I also try to think of the colors I'm using. Maybe not exactly complementary colors, but I really try to think of colors that go well together. And for the last drawing, let's call it, I kept hearing this song, Oysters in My Pocket, on my Instagram and my reels and stuff, and it just sounded cool. Like, why would you want to have oysters in your pocket? I don't know, but I like that image, so I decided to draw my interpretation of it. And that's pretty much my daily drawing challenge. I really enjoyed this. It was a nice habit I hope I can develop. And I know it's only 4 pages or 2 spreads, but I like that I took my time with it, and I think all the compositions that I did in this week were really nice, and there is some future ideas right there. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'll see you in my next video.